I kind of found myself at a point where I've had a lot of bad things happen, but this was by far one of the worst, and I didn't know how I was going to recover from that. It nearly broke me as a person. And Redthread has helped me gain a whole new perspective on life in general that made me want to be here. I'm glad that I had them there because I don't know what I would have done without them.
We are a charity that works to support young people aged 11 to 24 that visit the emergency department that have been victim of a serious assault or major trauma. We're based alongside clinicians in A&E, in the emergency department. We are there at that kind of moment of crisis, that teachable moment where we've got access to young people.
So we see a wide variety of young patients presenting to the emergency department, and it ranges from minor assaults, non-weapon related injuries, knife crime related injuries, and even sometimes we see gunshot wounds. There was nobody to provide support from the non-medical aspect of the problem, which means we need early intervention at a very early stage, even if young patients are presenting with minor related injuries, because sometimes the minor related injuries then become major assaults.
Just over a year ago now, I became a victim of a knife crime in quite a life or death situation. I just remember I was in my bed and I couldn't really speak because of the nature of the incident, but I just remember him coming over and it was just like, yeah, a nice friendly face that I could speak to, but he wasn't really too intrusive. And every day he visited me, but it was just nice for a fresh face to come. He wasn't trying to come and get information, he was just there solely for me and to support me.
By having youth workers embedded into the emergency departments, we really are able to enhance the safeguarding of all young people that are accessing that community service, which is what a hospital is.
So I came to hospital because I was a victim of quite a vicious assault. That was obviously when I met Redthread, because they came to me while I was in the hospital. So he supported me and was very kind of empowering when it came to the police and kind of like speaking to them and keeping on top of them. And his support kind of continued as I came out of hospital.
If a young person has come in and let's say they've been assaulted, their confidence and self-esteem is usually at rock bottom because they're scared, they're isolated, they're frightened. We see over a set time their confidence change, their mood change, their ambitions and their hopes completely change and turn around.
Having that youth worker in there, in that department, helps provide them with a consistent face and a name that they can liaise with, build a rapport with and help develop them going forward and provide them the support with confidence that they know that that person's always going to be there. It's not going to change at 7 p.m. when that shift goes home, and provide that level of consistent care and empathy that's required often.
I think the best thing about Redthread is, I don't think I can put it down to one thing. I think it's a combination of things. I think it's their approach, it's a teachable moment as well. I know I'll go back to it, but you're catching someone who sometimes can be in a life or death situation, and it's a good time to make people who are involved in certain things to think about what they're doing with their life.
Now I feel more confident, and I only have to focus on the medical treatment and don't worry too much about the non-medical aspect of the treatment, and that you've got a team of specialist trauma-informed youth workers embedded in the department which will deal with psychosocial problems of these patients, and that will reduce the number of patients returning to the hospital. This is one of the interventions. Obviously there are a lot of interventions which are happening in schools, in education, but the hospital intervention, although it's at a bit later stage, but it is still a very important intervention because it's never too late to change the life of a young person.